Welcome to Book Assist Support. In this session, we will be stepping through our WordPress solution for blog news and events. Let's begin with a quick overview of the front end. Here we have our demo site for the Downtown Hotel. At the very top of the page, we have the header section. And on the left hand side we have language drop down. We have a telephone number. We have a email address, search facility, social icons. We have the company or hotel logo here. And then below that we have the main navigation. Next on the page then, in the page content, we have the main title of the page, the H1 tag, and then some text and a hero image. Together these three items form a hero block, which we'll see more closely when we go to edit the page. Below that then we have another block for blog posts, H2 heading this time, subtext, button and link to view all, and then a carousel of blog posts. We have a similar block below, except this is for latest news and it's displayed in a different layout, and there's a background color there to the block. Next then we also have another events block. Again, similar components with heading, subtext, button, and a carousel. That's another different layout again. And then the last block we have is a row divided into two columns with a title, contact us, and a form has been added through the widgets WP forms. Then at the very bottom we have the footer with company or hotel details with the name, address, telephone number, email address, the logo here on the right, which is the inverse of the one on the top, so there's two different logos. And then we also have privacy policy, cookie preferences in the secondary navigation, and then we have the copyright information below. And that's the home page. If we go to the blog page quickly, then we have heading, we have the blog categories, which are listed at the top and act as a filter, so we can filter through the results. And then there's a grid view below. Same for news, different categories, filtering through the news items. Grid view below again. Then we also have events, a different setup here. Categories are on the filters, or categories are on the left hand side. We have a calendar to sort through the different months, and we also can have, this is a list view, we can also go to a grid view for the month and a day view. It doesn't seem to be switching in the demo, but we'll have a look at that again when we come to events. And that is the front end. Next we're going to have a look at the back end. So we need to log in first of all. If we go to the address bar, we can type in login. And we go to our login screen. It's worth noting at this point there is an option for lost password. So you can put in your email address and it will send you a reset link to your inbox. Go back to the login screen. I'm going to log in as an editor, demo user. And here we have the dashboard of the WordPress CMS. You can see there's various activity boxes, news, calendar, Here we can drop down to see how many posts have been added, how many pages have been added, and these can be moved around as you like. There's various screen options here as well, which are useful to view exactly if I'm not using Yoast or WordPress events. I might want to keep this to a minimum. Then if we look at the top here, this is for your network, which is not necessarily relevant to individual sites. Here's your individual homepage, so we can visit the site from here and open that up in a new window. I like to have two windows open, one front, one back. And we have comments, which are generally turned off in most cases. This is a quick menu for accessing your posts or blog items, media for images, pages, news and events. Yoast plugin, this is for your search engine optimization. This is for your languages, your different languages to translate. And a quick menu for events, view calendar, add events, edit events, import. Then on the right hand side, or the left hand side, we have posts. View all posts, add new categories and tags. News items, view all news, add a new news item, news categories. Events, view all events, add new tags, event categories, venues and organizers, import. Media, go to the library to view all your images, add new, and manage your media there. Pages, for the front end pages, all pages, add new page. Profile, so you can reset your password there also. SEO for search engine optimization, translations. This is for your image translations, and then this is customization for the front end, your logo, property details, etc. Menu for your top level navigation and your secondary footer navigation. And that's pretty much the back-end dashboard. We quickly go over to the front end. You can see now we're logged in. We have a toolbar at the top also, so we can access shortcuts to the dashboard, widgets, menus, customize the footer and the header information. These are the new quick links to your posts, media, pages, news and events. Edit page is very useful as you navigate through the website. You can just simply hit edit page to edit, to immediately start editing the page. And then events and duplicate post. You also have log out here and edit profile. Next, we're going to look at customization. We can see here the easiest way to access that is the toolbar at the top, customization, or we can also access it from the back end here, Customize. If I just go to the front end and hit Customize, we get a left-hand menu here. The first item here is property details. So if we look at property details that are evident here in the footer with the address, telephone number and email, and we also have telephone number and email at the top of the page. So there's the blog name, email, telephone number, the Instagram link, Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter, which are here also in the header, and there is the address. Okay. Next, property logos. The first logo is the logo header, which is here in the top right. And you have an indication of the size required, 200 by 50 pixels. Remove or change image. Then we have logo for the mobile view, slightly different size, 200 by 35 pixels. Then we have the footer logo, which is in the bottom of the page there on the right hand side. And we have an inverse logo here. It is 265 by 90 pixels. And then we have a favicon 64 by 64, used for your bookmarks in the tab here. Next, then we have styles. So here we can change the logo position, left or right, menu position, left or right, and then we have the main font color, primary color, title color, CTA color, your buttons, call to action, tertiary color, site background, section backgrounds. Then you've got your font family, the main, and then for headings, and you can also have a different one for buttons. We have additional code. This is useful if you want to add some customized CSS code for styling different elements. And then blog, which indicates how many blog posts are displayed in the front end, for example. I think it's more or less to do with your news pages. There should be 9 here. There's probably not 9 posted. I notice actually, you can see there's a different font color there. So the CSS code would be useful here in this instance. And if I right click, I'll just show you this in an example. And my main H1 heading is font style Volcorn, you can see there. And if I select the one that's different, there seems to be a different, it's just using the main sensation light. So if I want to add, attach my class to this, my property to this class, I can add a new item, and then I can put font family. And it's changed it there. So I can then add that to the page. This is specific ID, so I actually want to change that to not to the ID. I want to change it to the class, so it applies to not only news, events, and blog. Remove the ID. Publish. So we should see that also. News or events. There's no heading in events. We'll look at blog. Yeah. And that's it. To close it, we just exit out. To edit the homepage, we simply use the toolbar at the top of the page. We select Edit Page. And this brings us to the edit screen of the page in the CMS. If we go to the back end, we can also access that by going to Pages, All Pages, and then we can see there a list view of our pages that we've added. And here we can see Home Page, and we can also just select that, Edit, to edit. And we can use the WordPress to navigate back to that list view. If we need to edit another page, go to our front end, edit, and here we have the title of the home page, and then we have the first block which we looked at on the page. So we've got our hero block, this is called, and you can see if we use this settings icon, it'll give us the details of that block, and it says Book Assist Hero Block. This is a custom component we put together to put the heading, the text, and the image together. You can also use this tools bar here to go to edit. So as you select the block, you'll see exactly what block you're choosing, and it'll come up here on the right. So if I select the block below that, it'll say Book Assist Block Post. Again, that's a custom block we've added for your blog posts, and then this being duplicated below. Blog post, the same control has been used 3 times, and then we have 2 columns here. You can see if like that comes up with the heading, column, WP Forms control. And then as you scroll through the site, you can see here at the bottom, it's a plus to add a block. And when I select the block to add, it gives me a choice of the blocks. You can also use the plus here at the top to see all the blocks, and then you just double click to add the block. It'll add it automatically to the bottom of the page. For example, if I had a quote, it's added actually to where my cursor was last. I don't want it there. I can remove quote. I've double clicked it, so it's added twice. So if I want to add it here, I can go here, and it's here, or you can search. You can fill in the details. And then as you fill out the details, you can refer to the properties here on the right hand side. Different styles, for example. So I think I'm just going to move to a split view. So if I view the homepage, we can compare hide the menu. So we can easily see where the heading is. There's your heading with page break to drop it a line, your text and your hero image. And we can remove that, add a new image. You can see the size details here too. Select. And then below that is your blog posts. So we have the same control, except we're just filtering it by post, news, events. You can also filter it further by category. There's the title, there's the subtitle, the button destination, button text, the background color, how many posts you want to display, show it in a carousel. If you deselect that, that will display a grid. And then we have layout A for the first. For latest news, we have layout C. For events, we have layout B. Below that we have contact us. So that is just added in a column. We look at column. When you add the column control, you get the access. You've got different options to have split 50-50, 30-70. So if we select 50-50, you see then we get two columns, and then if we hit view all, we can hit heading. We can add our heading. And then our forms. That's that. Okay. So I'm just going to remove this. Now we have the setup for pages. We are now going to look at adding blog and news items. You can see from the home page we have blogs listed on the carousel there, and news items also listed. If we go to view all, or we go directly to those pages, you'll see we'll also get a list of all the posts, and they're automatically updated on these pages when they're added to the CMS and published and made public. These actual 2 pages, if you edit them, they're just pages with templates assigned to add the feed. So if I, for example, edit this page for news, we just have a very blank page with, you'll see just a heading added to the page. The properties of the heading. If we go to page, we can see then this template is attached, and the same for the other blog page. We have the blog template attached, so that's what brings in the feed. And then just to note, the URL for the page is here. You can see the domain with the example of how that looks. So this is really just the page with the feed attached. We can add a paragraph of text if we want to do that. And if you wanted to do something similar to the home page and add a hero block, you could do that. But we're going to keep it very simple here. Bit of sample text. Now to add the actual posts for both news and the blog, we can go either to our shortcut menu here, news and posts, or in the back end, if we go back to the dashboard, we're here already, we're on pages here, so you can see there's the blog page and the news page, but the actual posts are under all posts. And there's the list of posts, and the same with news. Okay. Let's have a look at one of the news posts. If we could just go to, when we hover over this, we get options to edit, quick edit, view, clone, new draft, rewrite and publish. I'm just going to select this to edit. And it's very simple in that it should have a page title, and then you can build your content with the editor, the page builder. And if we look at the properties, the important features to note are you have your featured image, which forms your thumbnail on the blog post, and then you've got the excerpt text, and you would also note the permalink if you wanted to make those keywords specific with your title to keep that optimized for SEO. And some of the other features are not important. Discussion, comments is left alone. Languages, if you are translating them. And then the publish details can be useful if you're publishing. Will determine the order of the posts. So if you have a couple of posts on the same day and you want to reorder them, you can maybe just change the time. And that's really it. And if we view this, preview, you can preview desktop, tablet, mobile. We can see our heading, insert text, the hero image, and the content. Go back to the list view. You can see quick edit. Again, we can see the heading, slug to quickly edit those. There's news categories here also you can select. And there's the date and the time. Publish. If you want to keep this from not showing on the front end, you could change it to pending review or draft. Update. Same with posts. All posts. Quick edit. You have the same options, categories. There's an extra option for tags under posts. Cancel, go to edit. We've just got some more text here, same details here again. Permalink. You've got the categories are available here. Actually, they weren't made available in the news section, but they're available here easily. And from here, you can simply type in for tags. And hit return to add. And then to add a category, we can go to add new category. And we can add so it's added that. And then you'd hit publish. If there's some of these, if this is cluttering up too much, you can also go to the properties, preferences, and panels, and you can hide some of these if they're not needed. And then update. If you featured item and excerpt text, preview, view in a new tab. It's very easy to manage. Then if you go back to the dashboard again, we'll just quickly look at the categories in case you want to manage those, so you can access them from the sub menu. You see I've added my new category. I can quickly edit that if I need to. If I want to delete it, I can. I'll just add a new one here on the left hand side. Tags as well. Similar, just add in tag 2. It's automatically added the slug. Use categories is the same. And that's it. To manage events, we'll just go to the events page. You can see the events template with the filters on the right. The post, you can filter the grid by using a monthly view or a day view. To edit the events, you can simply go to events here. You can add event or edit events. And you get a list view of all the events that have been added. Like the posts, we can use quick edit to see a quick view of the title, the slug, the date of the event, and the categories attached and whether it's been published or not. And we can use the dates to manage the order. To edit, we can just click edit. And you can see there's the event title, the date, description, there's an option for price, the details of the event, the venue, and some URLs, some extra details. On the right hand side we have more options here as well for publish date. In the SEO analysis there, the permalink is also here on the right. Options to add tags. Your categories are here, edit. You can add new categories from here too. Your featured image for the thumbnail on the list page, and then excerpt text as well if you need that. If we go back and we go to tags, you'll see it's very easy to add tags. I've just added that tag. Event categories as well. Click edit to change those. And then we also have venues. We can add venues by adding here at the top. Take a quick edit. You can see it just has a description, the address details, telephone number, website, excerpt. Organizers. You can add these here. Book Assist, Wales Corporation. Again, we just have some description text, phone number, website, email, excerpt text. So then when we go to add a new event, we're given a template. So I'll just add event sample. We're given a date, and when we select the field, we're given a calendar, so I can have a single date or multi-day. Change the time. Add a description. Option to add a price if there's a price. Description. This is where the organizer and the venues come in. So we've added those separately, and we are able to, for example, search for entries we've already added. You can see it. So we don't need to add those details every time, and we can edit it from the source if we need to. Events or so Madrid was one of the options. Then you'd add a website. And that's it really. Then we can look at the event details just to make sure we have our permalink as we want it. And if we need to select a category or add new categories, we want to select a featured image. Check the dimensions are large enough. I'm not too sure if the excerpt text is used, but we'll use that anyway. We've got extra event options here, hide from event listings, sticky for the month through, so that would push it to the top. Featured events, I don't think that's used for anything. And then we can publish. View event. There we have view events. I think I published it in a back here. And if we edit this page again, we have options as well in the CMS to add this slightly differently. I'm just going to try this, add a column with 2 rows. I'm going to add featured image. This automatically adds the featured image that I've assigned here on the right. And then I'm going to choose, there's different options for the events. If I browse all, it opens up all the options on the left hand side, and I can see here the event blocks. We can have different, we can add those and build the page as we want, the event details, the time, the venue. We can build our own template if we want. I'm just going to add the event categories lists, class of details, and there it adds a summary of all those details. I'm going to move that to the top of the page. Just grab the column, move it up. It's not allowing me to do that, but we'll just view it as it is. Let me preview it. There we go. That's really all there is to events. To look at media, if we go to the left hand menu, we can see media, library, add new. I'm going to go to library. You can see media library here, 46 of 500 images. If I want to add a new image, I can select add new, and then I can select from my desktop to upload an image, maximum 2 megabytes in file size. We are able to filter the view by image type or file type, audio, video, documents, spreadsheets, archive, attached, and mine. I presume they're just the images that I've uploaded. There's a filter for date. We have bulk select, where I can delete bulk amount of images. I have an option to view by list view, where I can see the file names very easily. We can edit, delete, and view here also. You can use screen options to turn off table options. If we go back to the grid view, we have folders here on the right. I can add a new folder. If I right click on the folder, I can add a subfolder. If I want to delete, I just right click again and choose delete. That's it. And if I want to browse and get more details as well, I can open up a lightbox and I can filter through the images. We can see again the file details. There's the file name, the file type, the size. It's quite large, 1 megabyte. 2048 pixels is a good size to upload. Alternative text is important for SEO. A title, caption, description. Here's where we can organize our images into the folders. We have options here also to view attached page, where it's been used, edit more details, delete permanently. I have an option here also to delete or to edit image, where I can then crop the image. It gives me a canvas and a tool to do that. I can rotate the image. I can flip it vertically and horizontally. I have an undo option, and then cancel. You can also see the image dimensions here as well. We can adjust the aspect ratio. I'll just cancel this for now. It's better to upload your images with them resized and optimized in the first instance, I think. So I think I'll just show you that. You can do a search, for example, for images, and I find a wheel image here which I'm going to use. I can either right click and save that to my desktop. This is copyright. This is a stock image anyway from the RTE website. So I can either copy that to my desktop, but I'm going to use a image editing tool called pixelr.com, and I can open the image from my desktop, or I can create a new or load a new URL, which I'm going to use the URL, and that brings in my image, and I can just save this if I want to, and then upload it to the Wordpress. But I'm just going to save this in the format for the hero image, so I'm going to resize it to it's 1600, which is perfect for the width, but I need it to be 570 for the height, and then I'm going to reposition it like so, and then I'm just going to save. And it's recommended the JPEG format, which is perfect. We can use Ping for graphics, and there's a WebP format which WordPress accepts also, which is good. But we're going to just go with JPEG for now. Save as. We're going to choose we'll save this to our desktop. I'll also just show you actually in this Pixelr, we can browse stock photos here also within the application. I'm also going to now to optimize this image that I've saved to the desktop to compress it further. This is tinyping.com, and it's compressed it by a further 14%, so every little bit helps. I'll download that. I'll then go to my media library, and then I'll select that file from downloads. It's only 160k. And let's put it into uncategorized, so I'm just going to add it to the Wheels library. And that's it. To edit the menus, we have our home, blog, news and events. That's our primary menu, our main menu. And we also have a secondary menu. If we go into our dashboard, we have option for menus. You can see we have the main primary already selected, and we also have footer, which we can select. And create a new menu. And there's also worth noting the menu locations. We've got the main menu as the primary menu. and the footer menu as the secondary. And you can see the menu here, we can just drag these items to change the order. If we want to add a new page, it'll display the most recent posts here. It'll also display your blog posts. You can also add custom links. You can display the category links there as well, and event categories. So if, for example, we can just add an event category. It adds it to the bottom. It shows you the type of link there. There's a custom link here. These are linked to pages, and this is a home page, front page link. It's a system template, and then we can make changes here if we need to. To move this in, we can also make this a sub header. Remove. And then any changes that we've made, we just remember to save. In the site we have multiple languages. We have Spanish and German. So let's say if we want to add another language, say French, we need then to add a home page for the French, a blog, a news page, and an events page. And then we also might want to add privacy and cookie preferences in the secondary menu. So if we go into the dashboard, we can access the different languages here. So if we look, we have Spanish. If we look at pages, you can see there's some Spanish pages here also already added. There's only one German page added for the home page, and no French yet. If we go to the English page, then we can see the options for the languages. So if we want to add a French translation, we can click the plus button here. If we want to edit the existing German page, we can do that here. And then translation has already been added for the Spanish language here, so that's a slightly different icon with a recycling wheel. So we'll try and add a French page. And that brings us into the template. If we look at our permalink, here we can see FR has been added to the domain. We'll just add in home page, and we'll just put FR to distinguish that, and we're just going to publish that to see what is added. We need to go to the French, see it's added the French into the menu, but it's a blank page. So if we go in to edit again the page, we would need to start building our page again by adding a hero block. With the title. And a hero image. update and preview. We have the makings of our German page again. So if we go back then again, we can add another block. We have blog posts. We have our post type here. Categories. The different layouts. Show carousel. Let's just update that. And there's no blog posts added, so we'd also have to go to our dashboard back, and we'd also then, we've got our home page added, but we also need to go into our posts and do those also. You can see if we go to the translations menu, when we've added a page like that, it gets added to this queue. So the German was already added and a news page was added for the Spanish, and I've just added this home page. So this goes into a queue and we're able to select these if we need to send these and export them for someone to translate the content. And there's the ability to export that. Other things then, if we go back to the pages, we have a news page and we have a blog page in English. There's two blog pages there. One is the default system blog template, and we've added a new one because the heading doesn't appear on the default one, so we've added another page for those. So these are two pages which we might want to create as well for the French language. So if we do that, we have the news. We also need to add the heading, and that's a H1 heading for news. Then we just check the page. We are FR news, that's fine. Template news, and that should be it. Publish, view page. Go to the French language. Yeah, so we don't have any posts either for news, so we need to do that. Now, if we go back to the dashboard, we want to go to menus actually. We want to go to menus because we want to create our menus for the French language. So to do that, we need to do for main, create menu, and then we want to add, there's our most recent news page, add to the menu. We would need to add a custom link maybe for our home page. So home, sorry, FR for the home page. Move the order, save that, and then we manage the locations by assigning FR to the main. Save. We go to the front end, refresh. You see our new menu has been added. Let's go back to English, back to the dashboard. So we'd also need to go then to news, and we go to the English. We could do the same then for French, Spanish, German. The edit symbol here has already been translated. And hopefully that explains everything there. The only other thing would be media translations. And this is allow us to translate images also. If we edit one that's there. So it just allows us to change the name. That's it.